Creation of Elepo app, part 3. Yesterday, we learned how to configure controls to take in product images. We also learned how to fine-tune and customize our validation controls. We also learned how to fine-tune placeholder texts for all the drop-downs. We learned how to add security tables to our application, and we learned how to configure application rules. Today, we shall look at how to do the following. Ensure that sales date is not in future. We shall write custom C# code to perform this validation. 2. Ensure that product supply date is not in the future. We shall write custom C# code to perform this validation. Points 1 and 2 above are examples of what is called business rules. We are going to open the app in RADZEN. So we right click on RADZEN. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So we say run as administrator. Now in user account control, we click yes. Now we'll click on show application directory for Elepo app. So now it tells us that our app is in this part. So let's copy the part. Are you following?
Yes.
Now let me right click on Visual Studio 2022. So I'll now click on Run as Administrator. In User Account Control, once again I click yes. So you can see Visual Studio is now starting. Now, I will now click on Open a Project or Solution. So now I'm going to paste the part I copied. Now you can see this is the solution file, Elepo app.sln. So I click on it, then I click on open. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So now Visual Studio is opening the solution. Now in case you see any message like this, this message is concerning the metadata project. Now you don't really need to load that project. So just click on do not load this project. Then after that you click continue. Okay? Alright, now let's go to View. We'll click on View, Solution Explorer. Then we'll now expand Elepo app in Solution Explorer. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So having expanded the Elepo solution app, you will expand pages folder. And the pages that we want to write custom code for are add product sale, edit product sale, and add product supply and edit product supply. Let's start with add product sale. You can see I expanded it. Then I'm going to double click on appproductsale.razor.cs. Now inside the class, I'm going to write the following. Custom method to validate product sales date. So I'm going to say private async task validate sales date. That's the name of our method, async. You can see it's a method. So inside we are going to have try, and we are going to have what? Catch. Exception. EX. Let's make this method to return Boolean. var past validation equals to false. Then here we are going to have notification service dot notify notification severity dot error the notification title will be app error and the message will be ex dot message. Display this for display. Now the purpose of this is to display the error message for 7 seconds. Now here, because we are returning Boolean, we have to say return await tax dot from result. Past validation. Now, okay, so we are now going to say if product sale dot sales date. Can you see that? Is greater than date time dot now. This date time dot now tells you the current date and time. Notification service dot notify validation error. Product sales date. Product sales date can not be in the future. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Also display that for 7 seconds, okay? Then else it means it passed validation. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So if it passed validation, we just say past validation will be true. Are you following? Past validation will be what? Will be true. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's open the app in RADZEN. So we double click on the Elepo app. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Close the dialog. And the current page that we are currently working on is add product sale. So we search for sale.
Okay.
Now let's double click on add product sale. Okay. Now we are going to validate this sales date when the date is picked. So we click on the date picker, we click on events. We are going to handle the change event. So we click plus. Under select action type, we will select execute C#. Now the code we are going to handle the await. Validate sales date async. Are you following?
Okay.
Now this form, you know we have a template form. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Now if you go to outline and you select the template form from 0
Okay.
and you go to events, it has a submit event.
Okay.
Now we want to ensure that if the date is not valid, that the data is not submitted to the database.
Okay.
Now how do we do that? Well, we go back to Solution Explorer. We will expand add product sales. We will double click on add product sale.designer.
Okay.
Then we are going to look for the form submit event.
Okay.
Now let's copy the entire form submit event. I highlight it. Now I'll now go to the custom code file, which is add product sale.razor.cs. I will paste it here. I will change this one to private. I will change the name of the method to add sales async. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
My method will not take any parameter. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm now going to say if I'm calling the first method,
Okay.
if validate sales async equals to true, that is if it passed validation, are you following?
Yes, sir.
If it passed validation, if validation is passed. If sales date validation is passed, submit data to database. Submit to database. Are you following?
Yes.
There we are, because this is an asynchronous method, we are going to put await here.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll now copy this method. Add sales async. Add sales async. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
We now go back to RADZEN. Are you following? We now go back to the submit event. We are now going to replace the RADZEN generated method with the one we just created now. We change the type from invoke data source to execute C#, and then it will be await add sales async. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Have we created any customer? Yes. Let's run this and see what happens when we try. So let's run it in RADZEN. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So we click run. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So now RADZEN has started. Let's log in with admin. So if you click on product sales link and you click on add, let's pick a date that is. Let's pick Christmas Day. That's still in the future. You can see it tells you product sales cannot be in the future. Okay, but let's ignore the warning. Let's try and sell to Daniel Igwe.
Okay.
What product are we selling? Let's sell kerosene.
Okay.
Let's sell 56 liters. Now, when I click save, it's still at the point of saving, it's still throwing the error. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's put the date as 13th. Now it takes it in.
It's lower
So you can see that the validation works.
Yes.
We are now going to repeat this stuff that we have just done for add product sale. We'll do it for edit product sale as well.
Okay.
So what do we do? Let's stop the app. We'll go back to Visual Studio.
Okay.
We'll go to Solution Explorer. We'll look for edit product sale. This is edit product sale. I can just copy this method. Validate sales. Since this is based on product sales,
Yes, sir.
I'll just copy here. Make product sale. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Are you following?
Yes.
Then the next thing we are going to do is we are also going to expand. We'll go to the designer for edit product sale. That's the designer.cs. We'll get the form submit event, just like we did the other time. We'll copy the old form submit event. Now we'll go back to the custom code file, which is edit products sale.razor.cs. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So I would, just like before, I'll change this to private. The name of the method will be edit sales async. Just like before, the method will not take any parameter. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And just like before, I'm now going to, I will say if await validate sales date async. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
That is when this block should run. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Then the last stuff I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this edit sales async, the name of the method. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll go back to RADZEN. I'll double click on edit product sales. First of all, I'll go to events for the date picker. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I will handle the change event. Sorry, I need to first of all copy this method, validate sales async, sales date async. I'm putting it in the event handler for the change
Okay.
for the date picker.
Okay.
Await validate sales date async. Then I'll go to outline. I will select the form itself.
Okay.
Go to events. I'll click the handler for the submit event. I'm going to replace this RADZEN generated method. Are you following? With our own custom method, which is what? Edit sales async. So I'll change the type to execute C#. So then I will say await edit sales async. Done. Let's test it. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So we run again. So let's log in to our app with admin. So we click login. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to product sales once again. Let's double click on the Daniel Igwe record, the last record.
Okay.
Let's attempt to put the date to last day of the year.
Okay.
Validation kicks in again.
What of the new dates again?
Just hold on.
Okay.
Let's try and save. Validation kicks in.
Okay.
Are you following? Now, let's put it on the 16th. Take it. Are you following? Then there's an issue here that I don't like. It doesn't save straight. So I'm going to change this line. In the edit sales async to URI helper dot navigate to, that is this method that moves from that you can use to tell the app to move from one page to another.
Okay.
So we want it to go back to product sale. So let's get the link for product sales. I double click on product sales.razor. Are you following?
Okay.
And here is the link. Here is the link for it. Or it's technically it's called the route.
The roots.
So that's the route. Or the route. Sorry, my pronunciation. Okay? So let me copy the route. Okay? So URI EPA, you navigate to product sales. First load true. Okay? First load means it will go back to the server and get a fresh copy.
Okay.
This stuff I've written here, I'm putting it inside add product sales as well. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So that let's stop the app and run again. So our app is reloaded again. Click on product sales. Let me change this one to 7th of December. I click save. Straight. But you can see it reloaded. Are you following? If I change this one, so it takes it. Are you following?
Yes.
Now, let's stop the app. And let's quickly do the validation for product supply.
Okay.
I'm going to copy this.
Okay.
Then I'll go to Solution Explorer. I'll look for add product supply.razor. I'll double click on add product supply.razor.cs. And I'll just quickly edit this. Validate product supply date. Are you following?
Yes.
This one will be validate supply date async. Now this one will be if product supply is greater than date time, product supply dot supply date. So this one will be product supply date cannot be in the future. Are you following?
Yes.
So that's that. And then one more stuff we need to do is this time around we are going to search for supply in RADZEN. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So I double click on add product supply to bring it up. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll go back to Visual Studio. I will expand add product supply and go to the designer.cs file. I'll look for the form submit event. I'll pick it. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So I come back here and we'll customize it to our art content. Okay? So private async task. Add product supply. Add product supply async. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Add product supply what?
Yes, sir.
Async. It is customary to end asynchronous method with that async keyword.
Okay.
So method takes no parameter. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are going to run this code block if await validate supply date async. Are you following? Equals true. Then do what is inside this code block. And then redirect to To what? Product, just hold on. There's a page called product supplies. Let's get the route. Okay? This is the route. Okay? So we copy it. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So we paste. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Now we are done with the custom code we have written here. We'll copy the name of the method. We'll copy the name of the method, which is validate supply date async. We'll pick this supply date stuff, date picker. We'll go to events. We'll handle the change event as before. Are you following?
Yes.
Execute C#. Await. Validate supply date async. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then we go to form events. From 0, we go to events. We change the RADZEN generated method. We replace it with our own custom method. Await. We go back to Visual Studio. We copy the name of our custom method to add product supply, which is add product supply async.
Okay.
So it will now become await what? Add product supply async.
Okay.
Now let's quickly do it for edit product supply,
Okay.
and then we call it a day.
Okay.
Okay? Now to do it for edit product supply, first of all, half of the job is done. Just go to Solution Explorer. Here you have edit product supply, double click. The first method so we already have that. We've copied and pasted that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now we can now go back to Solution Explorer. Once again, expand edit product supply.razor.cs. Go to the designer file. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Go to form submit. Copy it just like I did the other times. Okay? Take it back to the custom code file. If you've observed, the custom code file is normally empty, waiting for us to write our own in it. So this is where we can do customizations
Okay.
for any page.
Okay.
Okay? So custom method to edit product supply.
Okay.
So private edit supply async. Method takes no parameter. Are you following? Like before, if await validate supply date async equals true. Then run this code block. Like before, I'll comment this one out. I'll bring in this one. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So, like before, I'll copy the name of the validation method. This time around, I'll click on Edit Product Supply. Click on Date Picker, go to Events, click on change, click on add, type will be execute what, and the code here will be just await, validate supply date async. And then we go to the outline again, we click on from 0, we click on events. We want to replace RADZEN generated method. So we'll copy the name of our custom code, we edit product supply. So we'll come here, we'll change the type to execute what? C#. Then the code will be edit supply async. Then we click done. That should be it. Let's run our project and see what we have. We've already tested the product sales, so now we are going to test product supply, okay? So now our app is opened. Let's go to product supplies. Let's click add. Let's try and bring in a supply date of 29th. Set product supply date cannot be in the future. Let's ignore the warning. And let's say Toga motor oil lubricant. Quantity supplied 76. When you still click save, the validation still kicks in. Let's close. So bam, goes. Now let's try and edit. We double click on the second row, and then we change the date to Christmas Day. Let's change it to Boxing Day. It still says product supply date cannot be in the future. Are you following?
Yes.
Then let's change the what was supplied to this, and you try to save. It still kicks in. Okay? Now let's bring it to 7th and click save. It allows us. So on that note, we come to the end of the lesson. Let's log out of the app. Thank you for watching.